sandwiched between the Texas Hill Country and the South Texas Brush Country. And it's in the Nueces River Valley, so we have several miles of the Nueces River, which is spring-fed, crystal clear. What I fell in love with on the ranch the first time I saw it was the different terrain. So we have the really thick, heavy brush, and we also have the real steep hills and valleys of the hill country. And then we also have the brush country plants. So for us, because we have such an incredible resource in the Nueces River, we've been here for 15 years. We've been through good times and bad times. This year, we've had almost 50 inches of rain on this ranch. There was one period where we had 2 years in a row, we had 2 inches a year. And that river has never been dry. And it's because of all the springs that flow along that Nueces River on our property. I had a safari company in Tanzania for about 6 years. And a big piece of our concession was the Maasai, part of the Maasai land. And what Marani means is it's the age class of the Maasai that is the hunter and protector. And so for us, that fit perfect for what we wanted to do here. So the hunting side of the business, which is really a management tool that we use to keep the herds in balance with the habitat, to keep those herds healthy. So that's where the hunting piece of it comes. And it just so happens that that is what generates the revenue that allows us to do the conservation projects. So the protection side of it is the 16 species of endangered, threatened, or extinct animals that we raise on the ranch and we protect. And we protect through the facilitation of creating additional source populations of those species, with the end game of taking those species and shipping them back to their native land where they're extinct.
The Marani River Ranch is a very exceptional ranch when it comes to species, because there are very few ranches that even hold a candle to the wind to us. We have over 80 species on the ranch currently, and they come from every continent on the planet except Antarctica. One of the things we pride ourselves on is having pure-bred animals. They're not crossed with anything else. They're all pure species. The other thing that we pride ourselves on is having large herds of these species. When you come here, you're not going to see a Gemsbok, and he's going to be the one in that pasture, and that's the one that we're going to hunt next time a hunter comes down. You're going to see a herd of 50 Gemsbok, and they're going to be running across the hill. We've got 60 kudu and 30 sable and 70 Trans-Caspian, and there's large, self-sustainable herds of animals on this ranch.
So the whitetail deer on the Marani, you can't really be a ranch in Texas without monster whitetail. And when we bought the ranch, we had done a helicopter survey, and there was less than 20 deer on the entire ranch. So the opportunity for us was wide open to reintroduce genetics that were much better than the existing deer that was here. And that's really what the Marani's become famous for, is those monster whitetail deer. The client base we have is huge, but the groups we bring are small. So the idea here is not to run people through on a volume basis. It's really 4 to 6 clients is probably our average group. We bring one group at a time. It's very exclusive. They have the entire ranch at their disposal.
I'd say probably the most common hunt is 1 to 2 guys that comes out for 3-day, 2-night hunt, and they spend $50,000. They get a couple of trophies in there. But that can range anywhere from one weekend shooting 24 animals and spending close to $500,000, or it could be a guy that wants his kid to shoot his first animal and he pays $1,500.
We really wanted to model it after a first-class boutique hotel. And so when we designed the lodge and the interior design and the furniture, all the way down to the Tempur-Pedic king-size bed with the Egyptian sheets, and it's like, well, hunters don't care about that stuff. Well, hunters' wives do. And this is one of those places where hunters bring their wives and they bring their family. And so we've had hunters come, and the next trip they bring back their wife. And then the next trip, their wife comes with her friends and he's not even there. So that's when we know we've hit the mark. We have movie stars come here. We have sports figures come here. We have billionaires come here that aren't comfortable taking their family anywhere else because of security concerns. So we've hit the mark, and people will look at you and tell you, I don't need all that stuff. I just want to hunt. But in the end, it's nice to have, and it makes a difference. The ranch is already set up. It's got a huge customer base. We've got a very predictable and strong revenue stream. So the way that I look at it, and the way I've always looked at it, is if I can make enough revenue to cover all of my expenses, and then the rest of it is the capital appreciation over time. And then from a tax standpoint, of course, the benefit is that it is a legitimate business. I mean, it is generating income. It meets all of the qualifications as a business. So those expenses related to the ranch are now deductible. And that's a huge advantage. There's very few ranches out there that can say that they're generating enough revenue to cover the expenses related to that ranch. When we talked about Jeff listing the ranch, and he understood immediately how special this place was. This thing's already set up. It's a well-oiled machine. This is how difficult it is to get there, and so the value's there to buy a turnkey operation that's already successful with a proven track record and a list of clients, and Jeff knows that. And I think because he knows that, he's able to better represent the value of this ranch to prospective buyers.